Hello, good evening, everyone. Warm welcome to Prime Business with me, Pious Kojo Backah. Straight to our very first story. 15 out of 21 banks that have released their 2022 audited financial statement registered losses. These record losses are as a result of the domestic debt exchange program, which triggered their investment assets to be impaired. There is more in this report.
Consolidated Bank was the biggest casualty, recording about 2 billion cedis losses in 2022. Indeed, the local banks were the biggest losers. But the good thing is that they have swiftly recovered in Q1 of this year, recording some good profits. The 6 banks that recorded profit last year included GT Bank, Societe Generale, FBN Nigeria and UBA. For impaired assets, Absa Bank was the biggest loser, writing off 2.12 billion cedis. It was followed by Consolidated and GT Bank, which also wrote off 2.11 and 2.08 billion cedis respectively. FBN Bank, Bank of Africa and Omni BSIC were the least affected. With regards to the capital adequacy ratio, which is the key financial soundness indicator, Consolidated Bank fell far below the industry threshold. FBN Nigeria, Access and GT Bank, however, recorded the largest capital adequacy ratio of 57, 37 and 36% respectively in the banking industry. Joy Business had earlier reported that banks in Ghana lost about 15 billion cedis in 2022 due to the domestic debt exchange program.
Meanwhile, banking consultant Christian Titijan has been reacting to the losses posted by the banks.
So far as some of these monies will come back, once government begin to issue the bonds and the repayment starts coming in, they will come back to the banks in a form of other income and surely to affect the bottom line. So for this year and next year, we don't expect to see very different picture from what we are seeing now. But subsequently, 3 years when the bonds have actually matured and all the impairments that were made, and we are beginning to plow them back into the other income portfolio. Some of the banks have already started doing reclassification. If you look at CDG, for example, for this quarter, they've made very good profitability. If you look at GCB, they've made over 300 million. That is from the loss of 535 million that was made last year. So these are very good figures that are coming in. So definitely.
More in the financial sector, and aggrieved customers of the Fund Gold Coast Fund Management says it has given the Securities and Exchange Commission a 3-day ultimatum to pay their locked-up funds. The company, which operated under the registered name Black Shield Capital Limited, had over 55,000 customers whose funds were locked up. According to its convener, Charles Nyami, the group would go every length to have their monies. Speaking to Joy Business at the first day of the group's 3-day picketing at the premises of the Securities and Exchange Commission, he called on government and the Ministry of Finance to investigate the matter.
We are here at the Securities and Exchange Commission premises here in Cantonment, and we have the aggrieved customers of the Gold Coast Fund Management. It's been over 4 years now, and they've still not been paid. That is with respect to their locked up funds. I have the convener of this particular group. He's been raising a lot of concerns, basically how this has happened for the past 4 years. Charles, I just want to understand, just run me through what has been the situation all the way from the cleanup sector, that is the financial sector cleanup, all the way to today.
Thank you very much. The financial cleanup exercise was a policy initiated by the government, that Akufo-Addo government. And before the policy was initiated, the government assured us that the policy is coming to protect our investment and our deposits. So we all embrace it. With assurance of payment, it has been 5 years now. Monies have been approved by the Parliament for our payments. After monies were approved, the Security Selection Commission, representing the government in this whole thing, jumped into the scene to put in conditionalities, reasons why these monies couldn't be dispersed. So, on my table officially, I have invitation for over 800 old people who have died, and there's a similar situation that ran through their death. They couldn't afford medical bills to go through medications and whatever, therefore they have to die. We are pleading with the government. As it stands now, it has been 5 years. They say that there is a court case going on. We customers, we don't care. We don't want to go to court. We have no interest in the court case. Government should go ahead and settle us with a bailout package that has been set and approved by Parliament.
So you spoke about certain legal proceedings. Is SEC saying this is preventing them from giving out your monies?
That's what they are deceiving the public with. Security Selection Commission is deceiving the public with. When the issue came, the government was confronted by two ways that he could have chosen either of them to pay us. That is through bailout package or liquidation order route.
It's only Ghana that you cannot do investments. It's only Ghana that you cannot do investments. And I believe investment is important thing for everybody. If you know you'll be going on pension, what you have to do is to making sure that you have investment, and this investment will cater for your family, your children, and every extended families. People are dying day in, day out to hear stories. Customers are dying, and nobody in the government could tell us anything. Even military government, not the military government even close down sort of banks. In democracy, democratic government closing banks and let people suffering, I can't believe that.
I will plead with Nanado, the president, Baumia and Kanufurata, to at least have pity on the pensioners, so that our money will be given to us to enable us to take care of our children. So that when the law calls us, we will go in peace.
Right, so that's some concerns with respect to some of these aggrieved customers here at the premises of the Security and Exchange Commission. When you look at some of the placards they have in here, over 800 pensioners are dead due to locked up funds. Also, they're asking the president in recent times said that some of these depositors, or basically most of them have been paid. They're asking when were they being paid this amount. Just right behind me, you could see a number of them, both the old and the young, women, men, waiting anxiously for their monies to be paid, and this tells you they are really keen this time in getting their funds to be paid, or their lockdown funds to be paid to them. So that's the situation here at the premises of the Security and Exchange Commission. For Joy Business, James Ishen.
Now, the Economist Intelligence Unit is predicting a 30% depreciation of the cedi to the dollar this year. This is, however, lower than about 44% depreciation of the local currency last year. It disclosed this in its 2023 country report. There is more in this Business Desk report.
It has lost about 17% in value in the retail market, but about 21% on the interbank forex market. According to UK-based Economist Intelligence Unit, the currency depreciation will be driven by increased demand for hard currency due to high import prices, inflation, capital flight, rising profit repatriation by Ghanaian-based multinationals, and weak investor sentiment in the face of the ongoing debt crisis. However, the expected executive board approval of the International Monetary Fund program by mid-2023 and sustained fiscal and monetary tightening will help to slow the cedi's fall comparatively over the second half of the year. It therefore expects further gradual depreciation of the cedi in between 2024 and 2027. It's added that Ghana's sustained depreciation reflects the country's structural current account deficit and higher inflation than its trading partners. Reserves will meanwhile average 3.3 months of import cover over 2023 and 2027, just above the internationally regarded prudential minimum of 3 months.
Moving on to some other stories, the Youth Employment Agency has pledged its commitment to reduce the unemployment rate by creating jobs. According to the CEO, Kofi Ejapong, the agency has created over 25,000 jobs and will continue to partner various private sector institutions to create sustainable employment for the youth. He has been speaking at the official launch of the training and employment of insurance agents by the Youth Employment Agency. There is more in this report.
The launch of the 2-week intensive training of insurance agents saw various insurance companies in attendance. The move, which is intended to create over 30,000 jobs, is powered by the Youth Employment Agency in collaboration with the National Insurance Commission and the Ghana Insurance College. Speaking at the ceremony, the CEO of the Youth Employment Agency, Kofi Ejapong, said his agency is dedicated to reducing the unemployment rate in Ghana through partnerships.
Since the last 9 months, 25,000. And in partnership with the private sector, also we have about 60,000 also there. So we are trying our best to create jobs. That is the mandate of the YE, to facilitate, coordinate and supervise the creation of jobs in the country.
Head of Reinsurance and Anti-Money Laundering Department at the National Insurance Commission, Esther Ama, said the training would not only boost insurance coverage but the economy as a whole.
The insurance industry presents abundant opportunities for our youth. It is about time the youth avail themselves of the many opportunities therein. If 44.6% of working class in Ghana have one form of insurance or the other, clearly there is an enormous opportunity to fill the gap of the remaining 55.4%. Not only will the youth develop a career in insurance, but also serve the personal needs of the working class, as well as help build the national economy.
Speaking on the importance of certification of insurance agents, Director of the Ghana Insurance College, Richard Otri, said the move will ensure professionalism in the sector.
Insurance plays a critical role in safeguarding individuals, families, and business against unforeseen risk, adverse impact of climate and disasters. As such, we need trusted advisors or agents who will guide the potential insured by providing them with the knowledge and protection they need. It's essential to establish a standard of excellence that ensures consumers receive the highest level of service and expertise.
The theme of the launch was Building a Sustainable Future, Creating Opportunities for the Youth Through Insurance.
Now, the Acting Director General of the Management Development and Productivity Institute, Bernice Ejay, has stated that supporting small and medium-scale enterprises is critical for economic development. According to her, SMEs in the country contribute largely to the development of the country, hence the need to support them to scale up. She was speaking at a ceremony to certify 74 SMEs in the country.
The German Federal Ministry for Economic Cooperation and Development through the GIZ organized a Sustaining Competitive and Responsible Enterprises program to improve productivity and working conditions of SMEs. Participating SMEs were trained on cleaner production and quality management. Speaking in an interview, Acting Director General of the Management Development and Productivity Institute, Bernice Ejay, said supporting SMEs is critical.
In line with the government's industrialization agenda, we need to train all SMEs because they make up majority of our industries, and without them we can't move forward. The young people coming must be encouraged to go into the industrial farming. And I'm actually very impressed with the young guy who actually told us a little bit of his struggles with how he is going about this, using natural resources to, package it. And so we should be looking out for them to actually help them some more in terms of finances so that they can even make it into a massive production.
Team leader of Invest for Jobs at GIZ, John Duty, added that the training will ensure efficient use of resources by SMEs.
One of the responsibilities assigned to this program branded Invest for Jobs is to ensure that companies grow, expand, and by doing so, they recruit additional hands to create decent jobs. And so we found the SCORE initiative as very relevant to achieving our goals. And as the SCORE program retails, it improves on competitiveness and enhances resource efficiency use. So if SMEs are trained and supported, we felt that it is one way. If you use resource efficiently, you become more competitive, and the savings that you do, they are then able to expand.
Small and medium-scale enterprises which completed all relevant training and coaching sessions under the SCORE program were awarded certificates.
To the automobile industry now, and Rana Motors, one of the leading automobile dealers in Ghana, has commissioned one of the largest state-of-the-art vehicle assembling plants at Amansaman in the West municipality of the Greater Accra region. The plant, which is under the government's automotive development policy, will see the rollout of Kia assembled vehicles of more than 30,000 vehicles annually. Now, speaking to Joy Business at the commissioning of the plant, Chief Operating Officer of Rana Motors, Kasam Odimat, said his outfit will leverage on incentives provided by the government to expand more in the country. There is more in this report. This state-of-the-art assembly plant by Rana Motors brings the total number of assembly plants in the country to 5. This vehicle assembly plant can produce 70,000 units of vehicles annually. It's got enough space and planning to include more complex assembly. Chief Operating Officer of Rana Motors, Kasem Odeyemat, said his outfit will leverage on incentives provided by government to boost its production in Ghana.
The auto policy being in place, introduced by the government, there are certain exemptions in place. Also, as the President mentioned, it is VAT rated as well, zero rated. So the prices are competitive because it is exempted from a lot of taxes. This makes it competitive with the other vehicles which are imported. And also, in the future, once the full implementation of the policy will be in place, also it will make it more and more attractive. Also, with the schemes that was mentioned, that there will be financial schemes in place set by the government and different institutions to fund everybody who wants to take a loan to buy a vehicle, and most importantly, a vehicle assembled in Ghana.
President Akufo-Addo said his government is committed to assembling 1.5 million vehicles per annum by the end of 2023, as projected by the Association of African Automobile Manufacturing.
We will continue to do our part to position Ghana as a strategic partner in helping the continent achieve the target of assembling 1.5 million vehicles per annum by the end of 2023, as projected by the Association of African Automobile Manufacturers, and to take advantage of the Africa Continental Free Trade Area, whose secretariat is located in our capital of Accra, to exploit the bigger African market for domestically assembled vehicles.
Ambassador of the Republic of Korea to Ghana, Lim Jang-taek, was hopeful the plant would enhance the economic cooperation between Ghana and Korea.
Moreover, I believe the assembly plant will become an exemplary case of an economic cooperation between Korea and Ghana. The partnership in the automotive sector should harness Ghana's rich natural and human resources and Korea's extensive technical experiences for expanding the field where Korea and Ghana can collaborate.
Deputy Minister of Trade and Industry Michael Otribefi stated that the ministry is working to grow the automotive industry more.
The start of commercial production in the assembly plant is yet another milestone along Ghana's bold and ambitious journey to becoming the foremost automobile assembly and component manufacturing hub in West Africa, and a bona fide producer of assembled in Ghana global vehicle brands, which in itself is quite an important and worth celebrating feat.
Rana Motors says the plant will meet standards and the customer needs of neighboring countries, which will allow the export of cars from Ghana to other markets. Let's now talk insurance, because the Chartered Insurance Institute of Ghana has moved to create awareness on the importance of insurance against fire and allied perils like floods. As part of the Workers' Day celebrations, the Institute embarked on a health walk and cleanup exercise, which was held an awareness creation drive at the La Beach and its environs. There is more in this report.
May Day got every organization celebrating workers. Insurance professionals from various companies joined the Chartered Insurance Institute of Ghana on a beach cleanup exercise and health walk to create awareness and educate the general public on the importance of insurance. The aim, according to President of the CIIG, Solomon Latte, also seeks to demystify perceptions that insurance is expensive and unprofitable.
Today, there are disasters, natural disasters, political disasters, economic disasters. And all these things are protected by insurance globally. Okay, and so because of that, we feel it is important that we share this with the world. Let everybody get to know about this. So today's walk was about creating awareness, walking through the streets, letting people know that we are around, we are one big family. And the cleanup is also to bring attention to the fact that whatever the disasters are, there could be some that are man-made, that we have to solve ourselves. But those that are natural and accidental, insurance would be able to help you.
Mr. Latte also assured of continuous professional development for members.
Amazing things are lined up. We have continuous professional development for our members. We have lectures lined up for non-members. So, for instance, we are going to talk to the Bankers Association, the industry people, and all sorts of players, the legal side, the judges, etc. We'll be talking to everyone to make sure that they are sensitized about insurance. And when everyone is sensitized, it makes the work easy for everybody. We all understand what we are doing, and everybody benefits.
For her part, co-founder of Asasi Foundation, which focuses on plastic recycling, Hilda Ada, sensitized insurance professionals on the importance of plastic waste management.
At the point of disposal, just put the 3 or 2 packages there, the general waste and then the plastic waste. Just put them there. They will come and pick them up, and they know the value. They will bring them to us. Don't mix your waste, especially the plastics. You know the plastics are valuable. We use it for recycling, but most importantly, they are non-degradable. So we want to save our landfills or even stop landfills. So please try and segregate your plastics at the office, in your homes, wherever you go. But let's start from here.
That's it for Prime Business. I am Pious Kojo Backah. Prime Sports is next. Have a good evening.